10/12/2011 time, 5:57 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. What is good about today? It's a good day because you have what we call the super gap list right here on the NASDAQ opening pre-market futures. Futures are about 3 minutes shy of an hourly tape. Then we're going to head into that back end of that last 30 minutes and whatnot. And what we'll be watching is, as a market maker now during the intraday, is when they do make their highs. Once again, we have beautiful gaps. Look at the Google. It's got a gap. Look at here. Here's what a price line gap looks like. Look at this one. This was great, from 549 down to 411, and then 411 back here to the 500 range, up and out of the money volatility within a year that is ending and earnings season is upon us. The powerhouse will report tomorrow on 10/13/2011. That's going to be Google, which has a 4.49 ratio gap. And once again, the earnings season and the super gaps is that people will have great opportunities, and MMTs will be making markets once they get to their complete delta expansion reversal, is when they'll be looking at buying the opposite side of the market, which would be way down low at the bottom on certain kinds of option trades. That would be just the invert of what we're doing right now, is calls up and out of the money, and how these publicly traded companies can run anticipation of what? How much is this related to the actual fundamental side of things versus the intraday price mechanical things that happen within the tape using futures markets and various different kinds of markets, and how stocks have been bouncing off their support level. And today is day 7. Remember that last week on Wednesday, it was the beginning of the low of the S&P off of that 1075 handle. That our strategy was, long before it got to 1075, is how that upside volatility would work during this time of the year. So basically, MMTs, the higher the delta expansion, this is where the price actions will start to show their weaknesses. And on each one of them, what we will do is we will take where the bottom cycle reversal is to the current gap price levels as of today, and look there, because they're going to have a lot of people with that risk on trade that's going to want to come in at those price levels to run those, another $10 higher. Okay, so each day the upside volatility, just as we understand that you will weaken at certain delta areas, and you should have alerts set above the marketplace now, because once we hit that ratio high, we would be looking for a reversal in the confirmation and verifier. You start to drop 2 and 3 teeny bars off of the last positive intraday high green bar, and then bam, that selling comes down like that. Yes, it does bounce up because of the high frequency volume in the tape. Yes, it does bounce up, but then it fails and goes back down again. And that would have to happen on every time it does bounce 2 teenies up. It seems to make a lower low in price from where the last teeny bounce was, and it goes down another 2 or 3 teenies. That would be the verifier in the tape and how to qualify it. If it's very weak and shallow, well, then they're consolidating within that upper end of that delta expansion. It's very important to know what the price action is, because once they hit that wall of resistance and they start to meet your qualifier, of course you're going to be making a short transaction. Then when it comes down at support and it wants to pop right back up there, well, you just are going to pop it long. And that's going to be the trade management for the day. But remember, running the equities in anticipation of wonderful earnings reports that are going to come upon us, starting with Google tomorrow. And why do stocks, or how can stocks, when the world is doing what it's doing, how come they get these bull rallies up? Because you have to have bull rallies, and you have to have bears too. That's the most important thing about the price action. And when one gets elevated more in price, meaning that you're only in day 7 of the move, and it's the middle of the week, but beware. Look really for 1/4 to 1/2 to 3/4 delta gaps or full delta gaps. It doesn't matter, but I can tell you that the super gaps here, and we have a nice long list, bull gaps,